Goikwen Indishnikas Kabiske Gamangin Doji Makwendo Dem. Hi, my name is Emilie McKinney. I'm Anishinaabe from Swan Lake First Nation. Anishinaabe Bimishimo is the jingle cone manufacturing company around the globe. We supply, distribute, manufacture jingle cones to over 109 stores across North America, providing jingle cones to jingle dress dancers all the way from Nova Scotia to BC, all the way up to Northwest Territories and all the way down to Mexico. Not only that, but we have customers in different countries such as France, Sweden, South Korea, and essentially it started off in a small town called Somerset, right outside of my home community in Swan Lake First Nation, and it's globally shipping everywhere. We are so excited for this year as we're reaching out of the startup phase and scaling up. I've been so busy this past winter and fall planning and carefully doing my research and everything in between to make our 2024 plans come true. This year, we're planning to attend 40 events, which is something that we've never intended as much before. Not only that, but we are planning on growing our e-commerce platform. Having the opportunity to have my company being so close to home and for the company to be community members from Swan Lake First Nation, that's my greatest pride. It's a community brand, and it takes a village to raise a child, which is very similar to a community raising a business. The metal that I used in my jingle cones, it's the same metal as the first jingle cones created. It took about 7 months of research to get that perfect formula so that our cones could be as authentic as the first jingle dress cones. And that's what the whole vision and mission for Anishinaabe Bimishimo is, to bring back the authenticity of the jingle dress cones. It's the only jingle cone manufacturing company in North America that manufactures, produces, ships, and distributes jingle cones. So my greatest inspiration is my grandparents, how they lived their life when they were younger and how they carried themselves until they became elders. I find it's very fascinating, and I really look up to them and how they follow our Anishinaabe values. I chose to be an entrepreneur because it's something that I'm most familiar with. I come from a long bloodline of entrepreneurship. I think it's about 7 generations or so. And growing up with my dad being one and my grandpa and so forth, I've really grasped their lifestyle, and then I've implemented it with my own ideas and creativity. I feel like the perfect world for Indigenous female entrepreneurs, it would be a world where we are represented as equal in all situations, because we have a voice, we have the brains, we have the capability to reach for the stars. And I completely understand the struggle that many Indigenous women face when it comes to entrepreneurship or business or whatever industry. Indigenous women are some of the strongest men I know. They are resilient, they're brave, they have a heart of gold, they're capable of reaching for the stars, and I strongly believe that once you believe in yourself and your dreams, that ambition will follow. I feel like being an entrepreneur, there will always be a struggle. There will always be troubleshooting. There will always be a problem. And that's just something that comes along with growth. One of the biggest struggles that I faced was in 2018 when there was steel tariff surtax, and the price of our material to manufacture jingles tripled. And I wasn't too sure that year if I was going to be able to provide jingle cones for our jingle dress dancers across North America. So then we had to lobby the municipal, provincial, federal government, as well as our own tribal government in order so that the steel tariffs can be cut from this company. And that year, that's when I learned that being an entrepreneur, you have to forcefully do what you need to do in order to continue to be able to provide your services and products for your customers. The Indigenous financial institution that I work with is Dakota Ojibwe CFDC, and I'm so grateful for having this ongoing relationship with them because they've helped me throughout my struggles during the startup phase, and they've brought so many opportunities to the table that I didn't even know I had. Something that I'm very much proud to say is that we love that we are able to give the opportunity to up-and-coming Indigenous artists to share their art to people around the world. One piece of advice that I would give to young girls would be to listen to your matriarchs, to look up to your matriarchs, and to essentially grasp whatever advice that your matriarchs from back home are telling you, because whatever they're saying out of pure love and genuine and care. So it's, I feel like there's no better love out there than the love that comes from your own mother.